And we are live once again. Hello there, all my followers of darkness, shadows, scavengers, and villain aficionados. C'est moi. I'm back. Yep. What can I say, guys? I mean, summer can be a real bitch sometimes. When it comes to my case and my job, almost all the time. But here I am. Gather around, and join us for another brand new, finally, Shadow Council episode 44. As always, Lower Shadows, your good old, basically main host, alongside my favorite member of the Shadow Council, TK, the lucky bastard. Yeah, it's good to see
How
you,
you
TK. So far, so good. Yeah, it's great to see you again one more time on the Shadow Council. I mean, it's been a really, really long time, I mean, what can I say? I mean, we were both busy, so there you have it. Now, before we start having our, as always, crazy bonkers, sometimes off the
Mephisto is
topic,
coming.
you do realize you're like a year late because he already came in Ironheart. So, sorry, you're like a year late. Sorry. You should really check your calendar.
Darn it.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that this time this episode is going to be a little bit of an unusual, some sort of like a test for me, because this time, usually you guys know we have one topic that we basically have a conversation almost like 3 hours almost all the time. But this time I wanted to make a little bit of a change and decide to have multiple topics this time on this episode. And of course, TK, I'm glad you're going to join me here as a guinea pig, basically. So without any further ado, we have 4 topics today, and let's start this, shall we? One by one. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, with all that being said, let's give it a go. Okay, so first topic, it's a upcoming movie that is coming out on December, I think 12, I think. No, December 18. Wow. Almost basically in the same time as Avengers Doomsday. Ooh, if this movie was released in the theaters, I know. It would basically be insects against the giants. I mean, basically, let's be real. But anyway, so
it's being released like right around. Wow, I didn't realize that when I looked at that.
Yeah, December 18th. Yeah, it's got when it's finally this movie is going to be released. And I'm talking none other than the one and only, unfortunately unknown, Ray Gunn. Yep, Brad Bird's new movie coming out in December. Also a movie that I like to call that nobody basically is talking about. Which at times it irritates me, but also sometimes it pisses me off. Because, I mean, talk about Brad Bird. I mean, the guy who gave us The Incredibles 1 and 2, who gave us The Iron Giant, who gave us one of the best Mission Impossible movies ever made, Ghost Protocol, who also gave us Tomorrowland. I don't give a shit what you guys people think about this movie. It wasn't his fault. And also now he's gonna do Incredibles 3. Well, this time as a producer and writing it as well. So and of course, not to mention also like one of my favorite Pixar movies in general, and also not to mention one of my father's favorite anime movies ever, Ratatouille. Let's not forget about that. And now he's doing Ray Gunn. Now, to basically give you, TK, and all the others who are listening, if anyone is listening, basically Ray Gunn is a sort of like a neo-noir science fiction mystery thriller type of like anime movie set in a very, very far future in a city called, I think, Metropia, I think. And basically the main character is right there on the screen, Ray Gunn. He's basically the last human private detective who basically got involved in a mystery with aliens and murders. That also includes the female character right here, the celebrity voiced by the one and only Scarlett Johansson. And her name, I think, is Venus Nova. Yeah, she's kind of like a celebrity in this movie. And for what I've heard, she's gonna play a major role in this kind of like murder mystery and everything. I mean, so that's kind of like the overall premise of the movie, but I want to talk about the history of the movie. I mean, TK, are you familiar with this movie's history?
I mean, I think you've been sending stuff about it, but I'm having trouble remembering it.
Basically, this is a movie that that Brad Bird. This is a movie that Brad Bird wanted to do. Be ready. A movie that he wanted to do for 30 years.
Whew.
Yep.
Wow.
A movie. Yep, a movie that he wanted to do for 3 decades, and each and every time, either a new project came along or either studios were not interested. Like this movie has been shelved over and over and over again for 30 years, and finally, only now, actually a few years back, he actually got a chance to finally do it. Which also, in a way, I can understand why he's not coming back as the director of Incredibles 3, because he, like, you can definitely see, especially the way how he talked about this movie, he was like really passionate about this project, you know. And I mean, again, we don't have a trailer yet, but I do have a feeling, because for me personally, but Tomorrowland aside, there is no movie that Brad Bird disappointed me. No movie. And I know, and I have a strong feeling this movie is going to be a hit, you know. So yeah, I mean, it took him 30 years, and again, I mean, basically the only thing we got first was basically a few like concept arts and sketches that he kind of like released step by step over the years. And of course, naturally, just like Iron Giant, he wanted to do it in 2D. But you know, but of course, you know, as the years go by, the technology and everything, you know, now he's gonna do it in 3D. So so basically, without me going further, now basically you have the whole history, you have the premise. Basically, I want to ask you, TK, like, what kind of first, what kind of like, you know, first reaction I gave you? Oh no, sorry. What is the first impression I gave you with this movie?
Well, the animation, I really like it. I don't. I'm just looking at it on the screen there. I don't know what I'd compare that to. I don't know if I mean, I don't even really think I compare that to anything like Pixar related. Like it kind of looks like, I don't know. I don't know what I'd call it. But I like it. I like that a lot. The Just looking the movie up, it has a very impressive cast.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of this movie. To your point, it really seems to be flying under the radar, like more than it probably should, especially because of when it's coming out. Um,
exactly.
but it's only being released on Netflix, though, right?
Yes, exactly.
Which
I
also
mean,
kind of surprises me, because you would think with the director they have for that and the cast they have for that, you'd think that would be a theatrical movie.
exactly my point. I mean, just look at just look at the cast. Okay, you have Ray Gunn, the main character, voiced by the one and only Sam Rockwell, it's a surprising but also really good choice. And of course, you know, Sam Rockwell is not a novice when it comes to voice acting. I mean, for example, his recent projects were the Big Bad Wolf in the Bad Guys movies, you know, and he was amazing in that. You know, of course, you had Scarlett Johansson in it as well. Oh, you have Tom Waits, of all people. You have Tom Waits, the underground singer, basically, as I like to call him, voicing. I think an alien called Ira or something, which I think is Ray Gunn's like alien colleague. And then after that, you know, of course, we talked about you have Patton Oswalt, Catherine Hunter, John Ratzenberg, the Pixar icon himself, and Jemmy Costa. You know, like, again, it's a really massive cast. You
Well,
know, and
Ratzenberger is like Brad Bird's like Lucky Charm, I think, too.
oh yeah, I mean, like, let's not forget, in Incredibles movies, he voiced the fucking Underminer. You know, and he was and he was one of the waiters in Ratatouille as well.
I also kind of like it has like from what I'm reading about it and what I've heard, it has like a nor, I'm not going to pronounce it right.
Noir.
it has a noir like feel to it, which I kind of like that.
Exactly. Yes, it has a very noir appeal to it. Which kind of also gives an idea with the movies that Brad Bird actually one time mentioned that kind of like inspired him to do this movie. Like I've told you like a few minutes ago. Basically, he said that the movies that basically inspired him and also that people should watch to get ready for Ray Gunn, The Big Sleep, Out of the Past, L.A. Confidential, The Big Lebowski, and Blade Runner 2049. And with those movies, I mean, out of all of them, the only one I haven't watched was The Big Sleep. But all the others I watched, and with just those four movies, I already have a picture in my head, like what this movie is going to be all about and how the movie is going to look like, and everything.
Well, look, one thing I kind of like too. Look, I was just looking at the poster for it.
Mm-hmm.
The poster almost looks like it almost looks like the cover of like a book, like an old style
Yeah,
book, which I kind of like that.
yeah, it's very retro. I mean, I honestly, here's the thing: I can bet you anything. I can bet you anything. Now, it might not be true, but I bet that this, by the way, a teaser poster for Ray Gunn, and I bet this poster was done like few decades before.
Oh,
I
that wouldn't surprise me. It
I
kind of
think this. Sorry, go ahead.
it kind of looks like it.
Exactly. Like I can guarantee. Well, I wouldn't say guarantee, but I bet this poster was done, or at least the concept art of the poster was done decades ago, and then only now they're like modernized and everything, with the colors and all that. But I guarantee because the way how the character looks like, it feels like it was done when Brad Bird was planning to do it in 2D.
Well, he's wanted to do this. You said for like 30 years.
Yep.
Whew.
So
I mean,
this is definitely.
I'll give him credit for what I'll give him credit for. Just right off the bat, I got to give him credit for his determination with this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I respect him why he didn't come back for The Incredibles 3 as the director, because you can definitely see the reason why. Because he was really focused on making this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it bugs me. Two things that bugs me. One is that this movie is not getting a theatrical release because just with this picture alone, it feels cinematic. It feels like like a basically like a buffet for the eyes in the theater. The animation really looks stunning, and also it's a Brad Bird's movie. It breaks my heart. And also what really breaks my heart is that, like you said, this movie's under the radar. Like basically no one is talking about it. And it just simply breaks my heart because it's Brad Bird.
Well, it's not getting. Yeah, I mean, to that point, it's not getting the marketing it should.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I mean, granted, it's a Netflix movie. I mean, they don't market those like as much as
Hmm.
theatrical, but it still should be getting more marketing than it's getting.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
And especially because with it being Netflix and it being, I mean, essentially free. I
Yeah.
mean, I think a lot of people would. I think a lot of people would watch it. I mean, I think they can make some money on it somehow. Um, I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing, and it really breaks my heart when I talk about this movie because again, it's Brad Bird, and when it comes to his movies, he never disappointed me, never. And yes, he didn't even disappoint me with Incredibles 2. Even though a lot of people think that movie is bad, for me that movie is great. But either way, I think the problem is first and foremost, it's coming out in December 18th, right at the time when you have Dune, you have Avengers Doomsday, two major titans competing against each other. So so unfortunately, again, it breaks my heart saying this, but because of those two movies, I think the focus would have been centered much more around them rather than this movie, and that's why I think, unfortunately, I don't think it would have made too much money. And also, again, the interest itself, like just like unfairly, just like Masters of the Universe and Supergirl. I think like I think Ray Gunn would have made some money, but again, I think it will be a very small number.
Now, one thing I will say is, depending on what happens with Avengers Doomsday,
Yeah,
uh, it could work out for this movie.
I mean, again, it could, but I
I
think
mean,
Brad Bird was trying to kind of like looking at the bigger picture, and I think there's a reason why he wanted to release on Netflix.
yeah, I think Netflix. I mean, it might be the smarter move.
Mm.
But I think they need to market it though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, fair enough. It's coming out in December 18th. So and usually when it comes to Netflix movies, they usually don't release teaser trailers like until like maybe like 2 months before the release. I think so. That means that my guess is that maybe a teaser trailer. I think we might get it maybe around September or maybe October. I think we might get a teaser trailer, and then November, I think, which is basically a month before the release. Yeah, I think like September or the beginning of October, I think we will get a teaser trailer, and then in November, I think we're gonna get a official trailer for this movie because usually when I was following Netflix, that's usually how they do. You always release like the trailers like either 2 months away when it comes to teasers, and then an official trailer usually a month before.
Yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see that when they release it.
Oh, absolutely. For me, this movie when it releases on Netflix, this is gonna be a day one for me. Like I'm like I say, I'm a big Brad Bird fan, and I cannot wait to see what this movie is gonna be all about. But also, I will say one thing. Uh, Again, besides this picture, did you have a chance to watch other like first looks?
Not really.
Well, there are quite a few actually. I would actually suggest you to watch them. Because actually, they're like it really shows not just simply the characters, but also like the overall world of Ray Gunn. It really shows you, and it's really beautiful, especially the way how the city of Metropia is basically described. With those pictures, it's incredible. Like I can definitely see some Blade Runner inspirations in it. Absolutely. But I already have a theory. The whole mystery surrounding the murder and everything. I really have a strong feeling. Again, I could be wrong, but I have a strong feeling that Scarlett Johansson's character, the woman next to Ray Gunn, I think she might be the villain.
That's possible. Just looking at that picture, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think like here's what I think is gonna happen. I think like again, it's just a guess because again, we don't know the story, what the story is. The only thing we know is it's involved with some like a mystery and a murder, or basically a murder mystery. So that's the only thing we know, and then also that Scarlett Johansson's character is involved as well. That's the only thing we know. But it wouldn't surprise me, especially with the noir type, which you can see even from the picture. It wouldn't surprise me if she was like the villain. It wouldn't surprise me. Like it's very typical, especially in those kind of movies, where basically like the antagonist, and when the antagonist is a woman and the hero is a man, usually like they will kind of like grow together, emotionally and everything, and then all of a sudden they have to fight each other because they find out they're enemies, basically.
Yeah, I could really see that.
But again, with Brad Bird, I mean, he could easily go the other way around. So before we go to the next subject, I just want to ask you, like, what's your first impression just on the animation alone?
I really like the animation. I think it's really cool. I think it's kind of unique. I'm gonna be curious to actually see like a first look and like a trailer for it, just to see like how it looks. But just looking at the graphic there, it really kind of catches my eye.
Good, good. And the second question I have for you: what's your reaction on the cast?
The cast, I'm really surprised that like it has such a they have so many A-listers in it.
The one thing that surprises me is that how they kept all of this quiet for so long.
Yeah,
Because Brad Bird did mention one time, I think in a comment or an interview, that they did the recording they completed like, I think like a few months ago, I think, or something like that, or maybe even way more than that. And again, I'm still shocked that he kept all that a secret. I mean, like, this is a job well done.
yeah.
Mm, So basically, let's not forget another thing I forgot to mention. You know who's gonna be the composer?
Oh yeah, I did look at it. Yes, Michael.
Giacchino.
Yes.
I mean, it's so typical because this guy worked with every Brad Bird movie except the Iron Giant. And not simply with that, he worked with like a number of other like Pixar movies. He worked on the MCU movies. Like for example, the recent soundtrack he did was Spider-Man: Brand New Day, which we're going to talk
Yes.
about a little bit later on. Like this guy has such a history when it comes to soundtracks, and I really cannot wait to see what he's gonna prepare for us for this movie, And I love that he's commenting during Comic-Con that he didn't want to make Ray Gunn sound like the Incredibles. Like he really wants to make this movie sound differently, and even Brad Bird said that when it comes to the animation.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what sound he has for it.
Absolutely, yeah. But like I said, we don't know too much about the story. Like I said, there were only a few like first looks. We got the cast reveal and everything. But overall, does this movie, excite you to see or something?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. And with that being said, guys, question is for you. Basically, what do you think of Ray Gunn? Ray Gunn. Have you heard of this movie before? What do you think of the story, the overall backstory, the cast reveal? Are you excited to see it? Basically, all the questions, all the thoughts you have about this movie, just put it in the comment section down below and share with us your wisdom. And with that being said, we go to another topic, which I think both of us are are extremely excited to talk about. The return of a legend, or should I say two iconic legends. One in 2027, the other one in 2028 so far that I've heard.
Mephisto?
No, it's Shrek 5 and Donkey.
I was close.
Yeah, I mean, okay, have you seen the teaser and the trailer of the official one?
Yes, I'm going to say something very controversial right off the bat.
Go ahead.
It is not Ugly Sonic.
You know what? If I was there right now, I would have shake your hand. I would have shake your hand because that's exactly my thought as well. I mean, a lot of
everybody's
Sorry, go ahead.
Everybody's saying it's Ugly Sonic all over again. The animation is terrible, and here's my thing. My thing is the animation different? Yeah. Is the animation maybe not as good as the original? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely different, but I think it's just the natural progression. I don't think it's like bad. I don't think it's like it didn't really like make me like say ooh.
No.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's that it's so. I think it's that it at least for some people is that it's different and they don't like that. But I don't know. I disagree with that.
Can I also add one more thing? Guys, do you have any fucking idea how long has it been since Shrek Forever After? I mean, the movie was released in 2010. 2000 bloody 10. And compare it with 2027. Make it have a little bit of a countdown. It has been so long, guys, since they did a Shrek movie. Okay, so long. But Lord of Shadows, they did all those shorts and everything. Yeah, but that was like very early on. Jesus, I mean, like, and also not to mention, DreamWorks has changed over the years. Okay, they had new technology, new programs, new apps. Everything changed ever since 2019 with How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. They started to use new technology. Things change. Okay, and also, like, his head doesn't look like an egg. I mean, seriously, like, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous how people are shitting just because they're used to Shrek that we had since 2010.
Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay, no problem. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Although all that ranting about the Shrek and everything and how they look like and all, I mean, like, just absolutely ridiculous. And also people ridiculing how his children look like and everything. I mean, they're fucking adults now. I mean, like, they're way older now. I wonder if they're like teenagers, or they're like more older than that. Hmm, you know, I don't know.
Now, something people could be a little bit critical about is the Shrek Lego miniseries. Now, I say
Yeah.
that I say that knowing full well that September 1st I'm going to be at Barnes and Noble, Walmart, somewhere and getting the whole series. So I'm going to be a bit of a hypocrite. But if they want to critique anything, you could critique that because there are some very odd choices in that, like Merlin. Why Merlin? But again, I mean the movie, I don't really see a problem with the animation. But for me, what I would have a problem with is the voices if they sounded different or off. And to me, they don't sound like that much different, if at all.
I will even add this. First and foremost, let's just appreciate the entire crew is back. We have Mike.
Although there is one thing to that point I wanted to ask. So there's one person who's been absent, at least so far in the movie trailers, that I wonder how it's going to shift the dynamic having him being absent from the movie if he is.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Puss in Boots.
Yeah. And by the way, let me just give you a little short notice right here, right now. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish also had a different style of animation, and yet no one complained about it. Because you can definitely see that his character and, of course, Kitty Softpaws, they were, the design wise, they were changed.
Oh yeah,
and nobody said anything wrong. No. At first they were like, what the fuck is this? But then basically after seeing the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse movies, they were like, oh, this is a great style of animation. Oh yeah, true work of art and everything, And I can definitely see people saying like, but that's not the same thing, Lord of Shadows. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because it all goes down to the style they want to go with. It all goes to the style and the art. Yeah, and also, again, I just have to say, you have Mike Myers returning as Shrek. You have Eddie Murphy. You have Cameron Diaz, who actually even came out of retirement to be an actress again. And also the new cast. I mean, you have Zendaya as I forget the children. Felicia. You have Jimmy Olsen as Farkle. You have Hernandez as Fergus. Not to mention, Gingerbread Man and Pinocchio are returning.
Yeah.
And I think they're the same actors.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have I would say not all of it, but like almost the entire crew back.
Unfortunately, basically. Doris has since passed away.
Excuse me?
Doris has since passed away.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know.
Wonder if Doris will show up recast or not. I just thought about that.
That's a good question. That is a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know if they will recast him or not. Honestly, my point of view is this: if you're gonna use a character that the actor passed away, if you're gonna use a character even after the actor's demise, who made like this character iconic and everything, if you still have a role for the character in the story, then just simply go and recast the character. Just recast the character and basically use them in the story. I mean, the whole thing of like oh, these actors immortalize those characters and everything. I mean, I get it, but sometimes like this kind of thing doesn't work. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I mean, again, sometimes I understand like why you wish to not to destroy their legacy and honor them and everything, but again, sometimes if some storytellers have some use for them, just freaking recast them. I mean, what like, there's no fear in it. You're not gonna destroy the character's legacy or the actor's legacy, even though some people are saying yes, you can. No, you can't. But anyway, I want to ask you because like here's the thing. Okay, so let me give you the premise of the movie. Okay, so basically it says this and only this: the film follows Shrek, Donkey, and Princess Fiona on an adventure in a city called, I cannot believe this, Further and Further Away, alongside Shrek and Fiona's three children. Which by the way, I want to say it's cool that first and foremost that the kids are older, but also that they're joining their adventures. I felt like that's kind of like a nice addition, which also brings me to a fear that a lot of people have. I think you know what I'm talking about. Some people fear, especially Zendaya's character, Felicia. A lot of people fear that they're gonna replace Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona. But for what I've seen from some of the filmmakers, and before that, we have a comment. Oh, good old Caroline. Shrek. Yes, we're talking about Shrek. And by the way, welcome aboard. Um, so I want to ask you. So I want to talk about this kind of like this paranoia, basically, as people have. Like, what do you see? Like, do you think like there's a chance that the children, especially Zendaya's character, replaces them, or you think like they're gonna stick to the main three?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they'll replace him, honestly. Um, no, I don't think they'll replace him.
Yeah, I mean, me neither. I mean, it's Shrek, and it's freaking Shrek, and not to mention Donkey and Fiona. I mean, they're the main three.
And
So
and even if that was the route they were going, I trust the writers of Shrek that like they thought it through and like it would make sense to do it because they've never really like. I mean, it's a Shrek Forever After wasn't the greatest, but they've never really had a dud of a Shrek movie, like an outright dud. So I mean, even if they are going to replace them, I trust the writers have thought that through and like it would make sense.
so far, what I've seen, the people behind this movie, uh, so far what I've seen, they understand the source material. They understand the legacy of Shrek, and I think they're not gonna harm it. I think like they're gonna keep Shrek and it's like and the legacy of the character in the franchise the way it is. I mean, the only thing that could happen is that if the children became popular, with the new and the old friends of and the old new and old fans of the Shrek franchise. That's the only thing that can happen. And perhaps if they became popular, maybe they can do spin-offs, with the kids. That's like the biggest thing that could happen. But in a Shrek movie, there's no way they're gonna basically take the stage as the
Yeah,
main character. But the only thing I can see is that they're gonna basically share the screen time, or all of them, because this time they're going out as a family basically. But I want to ask you this: so, do you still remember the premise I told you?
yeah, about them going to further away.
Yeah, basically another kingdom. It's not going to be far, far away. This time is further, further away. Jesus. I want to ask you because, like, okay, so you saw the new trailer that was released, like I think, like few months back.
Yes.
Okay. Because since we don't know yet anything about the story, do you have any idea what the story could possibly be?
Honestly, no. I'm not entirely sure. They're kind of being maybe unnecessarily tight-lipped about it.
Mm.
Um, my guess is I'd be willing to bet you we get a trailer like with Doomsday.
When is it? When is the movie coming out? Just give me a second. June 30th
Yeah.
next year. Okay. Ha ha ha.
Actually, there
Let
are
me,
two trailers. I'm going to predict right now. You know what two trailers I think we're going to get with Doomsday?
go ahead.
We're going to get Shrek and we're going to get Beyond the Spider-Verse.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we're going to get those two trailers because that's
Yeah,
going to be like that's going to be like the biggest. Those are going to be two like the biggest movies of the summer next summer.
That's a debate because you don't forget Men of Tomorrow.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Let's see what Caroline is gonna has to say. Maybe they will release more closer to release date. Maybe they think interest will be fleeting since it is a fifth movie. It's possible, Caroline.
Yeah,
it is possible.
That's a possibility. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting because I didn't think about that, but that is a fair point.
Shrek is totally gonna get overshadowed by Doomsday and Spider-Man. Well, I mean, if you're talking about like the overall interest during December, yes, but you have to remember the movie's gonna be released in June 30th. I think like it's gonna be before even Men of Tomorrow. So
although Shrek and Beyond the Spider-Verse come out fairly close together.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
So that could be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I still because here's what how I can see it. I think if they're gonna have two more trailers, because you have to remember the teaser trailer that was released with the cast reveal and everything. That's
why does Donkey look like he's half invisible in the picture there?
I think it's just the way how the neck is pointed. Like, oh, look who's here! Good old FRC. Oh no, not these two legends. Yes, that's right, Bath Boy. That's who we are. That's who we are. Yes.
How's the bathtub, FRC?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Oh yeah, look at Caroline. She's also saying hi to FRC. Nice. Yeah. But anyway, I think here's what I think is going to happen, because since December is going to be barricaded with especially the Doomsday and Dune.
Yeah.
Here's what I think. You have to remember the first teaser trailer that was like 30-40 seconds. I'm subscribing from YouTube now. How well, as the French say, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. I was gonna say, okay, here's the thing. So let me try to say this. So the teaser with the cast reveal and the design and everything, that was basically forced. Like DreamWorks had to release that because I think it was leaked or something like that. So they had to release it. But I think they were planning to release it. I think somewhere during like the summer. I think that's what their plan was, or maybe at the beginning, or maybe at the end of 2026, something like that. But so now the trailer they released, that could be considered sort of like a teaser trailer, basically. And I still think that the second trailer also I think was released because they had no choice. But here's what I think: there's a possibility that there are two trailers left for Shrek, but I think this time they're gonna be tactical about it. I think they might release the first trailer summer. Again, it could be a possibility in December, but I think it's gonna be after Doomsday and Dune and the whole fiasco about those two. And then the second one could be released maybe like a month or two before the premiere. Because
Okay.
remember,
That's a
the
good.
re-
I could kind of see that.
yeah, because remember, with when you're releasing, when you're basically building the interest for a movie, you have to be very tactical how you do it, not just simply through the marketing, but also through the trailers. So I think like if they still have two trailers, I think I believe that's the route they're gonna go. But
Yeah.
here's another but here's another question I have for you. Since in the trailer, literally, we have nothing to basically tell us about the story. Although there were some, again, I'm not a fan of leaks, but there were some like leaks that I accidentally saw. I'm not gonna go into details, but basically they're saying it involves Felicia, their daughter, because she's gonna have like a sort of like a adventure of her own in this movie, which is not bad. But overall, like, I'm really interested where this is going. Like, some people are saying that, that was actually fake. Some people actually were saying that the in Shrek 5 you're gonna see them basically go to the real world.
That's
Which is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Um, but the one thing is, since I'm the villain's life, I'm really kind of curious to see who's gonna be the main villain this time.
yeah. I'm kind of curious about that too.
Yeah, because first we had Lord Farquaad, then we had the fairy godmother, then we had the Prince Charming, then we had Rumpelstiltskin. So now I'm really curious because there's. Well, wait, Caroline said something. Hey, when SpongeBob went to the real world, it was epic.
Well, okay.
Oh,
Point.
well, actually, he went twice. No, actually, no, three times actually. He went into the first movie that was directed by, God rest his soul, Steven Hillenburg. Then he went in the real world, Sponge Out of Water.
Yes.
And the third time he went, he was in The Search for Squarepants when they were trying to stop the Flying Dutchman. So yeah, he did went to the real world, but again, Shrek doesn't work that way. When it comes to SpongeBob, it makes sense. Shrek, not exactly. I mean, maybe you have a different opinion about that, but that's at least how I see Shrek.
Yeah.
The overall.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I could see it working if the story was right, but
I want to.
I feel like it's been done too. I feel like it's also at the same time been done too much with animated movies. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd be in favor of that or not.
Now, I mean, honestly, I don't think that that's gonna happen because that would be too much. Because here's the thing, even with everything they've shown in the second trailer of Shrek, it really made me believe that they will still add something new to it. But I have a feeling from what I've seen, they're basically sticking to the main roots of what made Shrek the franchise popular. I don't think they're gonna go way too eccentric or extreme. I think like they're gonna give us some changes, some refreshing, like new elements. But I still think at the end of the day, they're gonna still keep those traditional roots with Shrek 5. Because, and the reason why I'm saying this, because there's actually another proof that kind of brings me to this. Just give me a second. Okay, so they revealed that, by the way, the voice work for Shrek 5 is officially done. They've done recording, and also I don't want to forget this, but there are also going to be other multiple actors who have yet to be announced for the movie. So basically, the cast reveal that we had so far, that's only the beginning. There's going to be more, and I cannot wait to see what they have. And here's basically the point I was making. So they said that the film features the same edgy humor mixed with heart as the rest of the series, which brings me to the thing I just said right now. They are going to make some new elements, but they're going to stick to the main roots. What makes Shrek the franchise it is today. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you think?
yeah, I think they will. Um, I don't see them changing a whole lot about it. Um, I am curious with the Donkey movie like a year after it or so. I'm curious
Yes.
like if there's going to be a tie-in or how that works.
I think they said it's going to be an origin story.
I'll see. That'd be interesting. I'd be curious to see an origin story for Donkey.
They basically said the origin is going to be about how a donkey became the donkey. That's how basically they said it. Uh, Also, I have a theory about Donkey's movie. Have you ever? Just give me a second. Give me a second. I always forget the name. Uh, uh, okay. Have you ever heard of the fairy tale from the Grimm brothers, the town musicians of Bremen?
No, I don't think so.
You have a rooster, a cat, a dog, and a donkey. They basically abandoned their masters because they thought they were too old, and basically they went into an adventure. They wanted to become musicians, and then basically they end up in a cottage where some bandits were, and basically they basically kicked them out, and they spend the rest of their lives, living in this cottage.
Hmm.
Here's why I think the donkey movie might be about. I think with the donkey's origin, I mean, he's definitely going to be the main character. I mean, after all, it is Eddie Murphy. So, but here's why I have this strong feeling that they're going to do a parody of the musicians of Bremen. I think we will see a rooster, a dog, a cat being the main characters with donkey. I think that's I think this story is going to be involved somehow with that fairy tale. That's my guess.
Hmm. That's interesting. That would be interesting. The thing I wonder about the Donkey movie is how do you like one thing that is central to the Shrek movies is the dynamic between Shrek and Donkey. So how I'm just wondering how a movie with just Donkey is going to work without that dynamic.
Well, I think like I think that's going to be the whole point because remember, people thought the same thing with Puss in Boots. When they did the first movie, they felt like how he can do this without Shrek or Donkey. And that's why we got Kitty Softpaws, Humpty Dumpty. Like that's why we got him to see having a relationship with those two characters. So I think like in the Donkey movie, I think they're gonna do the same thing. I think like they're gonna see him. Wait, if Eddie Murphy is in there, where is Jackie Chan? Where is Jackie Chan joining in? Oh wow! Oh wow! Uh, can you imagine a Eddie Murphy, Jackie Chan, Rush Hour type donkey movie?
That would be cool.
I mean, okay, it's not Chris, it's not Chris, but like it's kind of like close enough. Oh man,
That
but
would be cool.
yeah, I mean, like, but basically that's my opinion. I think like you think like okay, it's because of that movie when they're solving crime together. Oh, I think I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I'm having trouble remembering it, but I know what she's talking about
Mm,
too.
yeah, I think there is a movie with those two together. Let me check if that's the movie we are thinking of.
While you're doing that, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Sure, sure. Caroline, I think you're talking about Chris Tucker. Honestly, I think you're mixing up with Chris Tucker because Now, because actually, after doing a little bit of research, Jackie Chan and Eddie Murphy never actually did a movie together. So I think you might be mistaking him with Chris Tucker. Yeah. I think maybe what are you talking about? I think maybe you're talking about the story. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not. I think maybe you might talk about the story how Eddie Murphy was first, like kind of like the first choice to play the detective that Chris Tucker eventually played, but he turned it down. I think maybe you might have talking about that. I don't know, but yeah, they never did the movie together. So I think you're talking about Chris Tucker. No, it was so off. Yeah, exactly. Because at first I thought I actually knew what you were talking about, but then actually a little bit of thinking, I was like, oh no, wait, that was actually Chris Tucker, not Eddie Murphy. Hmm. Awkward silence again. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. TK out there in the distance.
Oh, okay.
I'm having a Mandela effect. The face is not what I remember. Understandable, Caroline. We all have that sometimes. But by the way, after a little bit of thinking and research, I think Caroline was talking about Chris Tucker.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, because Jackie Chan and Eddie Murphy never did a movie together. However, there is a story. I do remember listening to it, hearing it like a few years back. That Eddie Murphy actually was supposed to play the detective that Chris Tucker played, but he turned down the role, and then that's how basically Chris Tucker was replaced. I mean, that's how Chris Tucker was chose to be
oh,
the
okay.
detective. Yeah, but I think a Jackie Chan and Eddie Murphy movie. I think that would be cool. I think that would be cool to see because I can definitely see their chemistry. I can definitely see them working together. I think that their chemistry like kind of like goes well with each other.
Yeah, I don't. I agree.
Mm. However, going back to the donkey movie, I told my part of the story, or should I say the theory, what I think the movie is going to be all about. So now I want to hear what you think the movie could be about.
Um, the donkey movie. That's a good. Honestly, so that's a good question. I never really thought about it. I mean, if it's an origin story,
At least that's how the stories go.
I mean, if it's an origin story, I don't know. I don't know what I mean. It's kind of interesting. It would be an origin story because I remember they kicked around the idea of doing an origin story for Shrek 5. So
Yeah,
it would kind of be interesting doing an origin story on Donkey instead. Kind of makes a little more sense doing an origin story for Donkey.
yeah. I
Like,
mean, remember they did the same thing with Puss in Boots.
um, I don't know. I mean, beyond it being an origin story, I don't know what they could do with it. I always thought like Donkey, at least in my head, whenever Donkey was first introduced, I always thought Donkey was like one of the boys from Pleasure Island.
Ah, okay.
Um, so I always kind of thought that would be the direction they go if there was like any kind of prequel. I don't know.
But can I add also one more thing? The reason why I think that his origin story might actually have something to do with the fairy tale I just mentioned, the musicians of Bremen. Remember, what does Eddie Murphy do every time as Donkey in the Shrek movies? What does he do?
Talk,
More than that.
sing.
Exactly. And in the fairy tale, all of them are basically self-proclaimed musicians. So try to imagine like the style of their basically singing with the level of Eddie Murphy's singing.
Well, that would make sense if they did that. I can kind
Because
of, I can kind of see that now.
yeah, because honestly, I always kind of imagined that the donkey, like the character, even when I was little, because like the town musicians of Bremen was one of the very first Grimm brothers like fairy tales I have read when I was little. So every time when I saw Donkey when I was watching Shrek, I always kind of had this theory that the donkey actually might be like the donkey from the musicians of Bremen
Well,
because of the singing.
yeah, I can kind of see that now. I can kind of see them doing that now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but again, we only heard the announcement, so again, again it now the question is when they're gonna start production and also the recording. Now, my guess, honestly,
And one thing I want to know about going back to Shrek 5 for a minute. One thing
mhm,
another theory is that at the end of Puss in Boots, he was going towards far, far away for some reason. I forget what the
yep.
reason was. So I wonder if that's somehow going to get connected to Shrek 5. I wonder if that's somehow going to be part of it.
I mean, we all know Antonio Banderas, that he's voicing Puss in Boots, so keeping him maybe as a surprise to kind of like appear in the movie. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think you think it will be. I think the whole surprise would be like basically for nothing because we all know the character. We all know who he is, where he comes from, and everything. So I don't know. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe they didn't even actually had a plan to have him in Shrek 5. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they, or maybe the least, maybe when he will appear in the movie, maybe it could be a credit scene or something.
Well,
I mean,
I didn't think about that after credits. I didn't think about that.
well, technically, Shrek actually, I think, no, actually, no, Shrek did actually have credit scenes. It did actually have. I mean, no, I mean, I don't think all the time, but I know they did in Shrek 2 when the children were revealed. When it comes to Donkey. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a good question. It's a very good question if he's gonna appear or not. But I think like with someone like Antonio Banderas also being part of the main crew, I think like they would have revealed that already.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. I mean, we just have to wait and see because again, we only had the announcement, and we don't know when the production is gonna start, and we don't know when the recording is gonna start. Because here's the thing, I think like right now, I think Eddie Murphy and the others, I think they will be more focused with promoting Shrek 5 rather than doing the Donkey movie, and then maybe perhaps somewhere near the premiere, maybe then they're gonna start production. I don't know.
Hmm. That's possible.
Yeah, but I will say one thing: it's about damn time that we had a Donkey movie because a lot of people were wondering why the hell did we had a Puss in Boots movie instead of like a Donkey movie first.
Yes.
Yeah, but to be honest, with Shrek 2, I think like Puss in Boots became way more popular than Donkey.
Yeah, I'm. That's a good point too. I was kind of surprised Puss in Boots got a spinoff before Donkey. I mean, it just seemed like I don't know. It didn't seem weird to me, but it seemed like Donkey would have been the more logical choice. But
Hmm.
but I mean, Puss in Boots. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the first Puss in Boots, but the
It was
second
all right.
the second one kind of that was the good one.
Oh yeah, the second one really blew my mind.
Like I
Absolutely.
like I went into the second one expecting it to be about as good as the first one, which I wasn't crazy about, and I left saying, okay, that was actually a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, if they can do that with Donkey, um, I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. But so far,
And
oh, go ahead.
and I mean, Eddie Murphy is hilarious. As I mean, Eddie Murphy is probably always going to be Donkey till the day he dies.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Which
this is one of those roles that he immortalized in his career.
which you got to feel a little bit bad for the guy. The guy's done a lot in his career and had a lot of accomplishments, and like probably one of the only things he'll ever be known for when he goes someday is being the voice of a donkey.
Well, not exactly. I mean, people will remember him also as Mushu in Mulan,
Or yeah, Mushu. Which, by the
and
way, them recasting Mushu and Mulan too, worst idea.
oh yeah, absolutely. That's like for me, Mulan 2 is like one of the worst movies Disney ever made when it comes to sequels. But I will say this: besides the Mushu and Donkey, there's also other roles that he will be immortalized. Like for example, Beverly Hills Cop, The Nutty Professor, Coming to America. There's a lot of movies that he's gonna be immortalized.
See, I've never seen Coming to America. I need to watch that.
If, if I may, just watch the first one.
The second one wasn't that good.
No, no, it really disappointed me. I mean, Eddie Murphy still got it, but the whole story and everything is no. I mean, I'm just sticking to the original.
Hmm.
But the first one, I think you're gonna have lots of fun.
Hmm.
Yeah. And with that being said, I think we are ready to go to the next topic. Okay, guys, we stopped a lot talking about Shrek 5 and, of course, the upcoming Donkey movie. So the question is for you: what do you think about Shrek 5, and the Donkey movie? Are you excited for those two projects? What do you think they're going to be all about? Who are going to be the cast members who are going to join these two movies? Who do you think, what the story about the Donkey movie is going to be based on, everything? All the thoughts, all the ideas, all the theories, every single comment, just put in the comment section down below. Share with us your shadowy wisdom.
One
And with
thing's for
that,
sure: they're going to be two friends on a whirlwind adventure.
ain't no stopping us now.
Donkey, you have the right to remain silent. What you lack is the capacity.
You know what? I think I preferred you humming. Okay, with that being said,
That's one of the best comedic duos of all time.
oh yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you on that. One of the best comedic duo in animation. Absolutely. Okay, with that being said, oh, before we go to the next topic, we have another comment from good old Caroline. I will probably not watch it, but I would rewatch the second. I hope they do something with the musician argument you made, and Smash Mouth makes a reappearance. I mean, oh, excuse me. She meant to say rewatch the first. Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But with that being said, let's go to the next topic, and this time is going to be a review topic. And I thought, what best way to start this experiment with, of course, doing our review, share our thoughts about Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Okay, for anyone who's been living under a rock or in a very deep cave, basically, Spider-Man: Brand New Day officially crossed $2 billion in the worldwide box office. Congratulations, congratulations. I mean, like an MCU movie didn't do a 2 billion crossing. I mean, like I think like for a very long time. I think like ever since Avengers Endgame. Honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I think like the Avengers Endgame was the last time that they did a 2 billion crossing. But overall, the 2 billion really well earned because I'm gonna say it right off the bat. Uh, the movie's awesome. This has to be the best MCU Spider-Man movie they ever did, but also the second best Spider-Man movie ever done. It's like very near to a number one Spider-Man 2 of Sam Raimi. I mean, I was totally blown away with this movie. Like, and thankfully they gave us exactly what I was hoping for. A ground a grounded street level story about our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man solving mysteries, fighting villains, and that's exactly what this movie gave me. But basically, for everyone who hasn't seen the movie yet, I mean, seriously, what the hell are you thinking? Um, Basically, the overall premise of the movie is this: it's been like I think 4 years since No Way Home, and you have Peter Parker, basically having a double life, living as this lonely Peter Parker across the city, alongside being a vigilante known as Spider-Man, fighting bad guys all over the place. And basically, all of a sudden, there's this telepathic threat that we all know have been theorized ever since it was first announced, basically making a mess in Spider-Man's city, which also came made him basically to cross path with two other famous superheroes, the Hulk and the Punisher. That's kind of like the overall premise. So before I go to the details, I want to ask you, what was your first impression when you saw the movie?
Um, my first impression, holy shit. I mean, I really liked it. It was really good. Um, I actually thought it was as good as No Way Home, maybe a little bit better. Um,
Nice.
which I was kind of impressed by. I did not think it would ever be able to match No Way Home, but it kind of, in its own way, did. Um, yeah, I mean, I just liked it overall.
Oh, that's good. That is really good. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home, they are great Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man No Way Home was fantastic, but I have to say Spider-Man Brand New Day blows everyone up. Every single MCU movie, it blows them up because it was phenomenal. I mean, what the director, I'm forgetting his name, the director behind Shang-Chi, I mean, what he did
Oh,
with this movie.
Daniel Dustin Cretton, I think. Cretton
Basically, you're close.
or Dustin
Uh,
Daniel, something like that.
Yeah, but basically, what he did with this movie, it was fantastic. I mean, like the overall character arc of Peter Parker, because literally, this movie is not just a Spider-Man movie, but it's also a Peter Parker movie, because you have character arcs from both sides, and the way
Yeah.
how it was delivered and built it was phenomenal. It was
Well, and they
absolute.
also, I thought they matured Peter Parker and Spider Man
Oh,
in the
absolutely.
movie. They matured him enough that like it wasn't like a drastic jump from like high school to like adulthood, but they matured him enough that like it made sense and like it was kind of cool to see that. And I think even Tom Holland used a little bit of a deeper register in his voice. I picked up on, um, which I think was also very smart. And I also noticed like his hair, like he didn't have a slick back like he did in previous movies, um, which I also kind of like that little detail. Um, it also seems like Tom Holland didn't spoil anything from this, so that's good too.
Yeah, not that not only that's good, that's like a bloody miracle.
Now you have Doomsday and Secret Wars coming out, so there's still a lot of time for Tom Holland to spoil things.
Oh no, no, I think like he learned his lesson from the previous incident. I think like he learned his lessons.
Well, Feige probably hasn't followed by. Hang on
With
one
Feige,
sec.
yeah, sure, no problem. And here we go with awkward silence again.
Okay.
Who was it? Damage Control. Yeah.
Okay. Um. Okay. So where were we?
He was trying to say. The last thing I said was that I think Tom Holland learned his lessons from his past mistake, and then you mentioned something Feige, and then basically you were
Oh
watching your
yeah.
phone.
Yeah. Feige is Yeah. Yeah. Feige.
Every Spider-Man fan is welcome, Caroline. Don't worry about it.
Feige probably has Tom Holland followed around with like an armed guard or something. I bet. And like the armed guard, and like whatever he's doing interviews, the guards. I just picture the guards sitting off to the side, like one wrong move, one wrong move.
One wrong move, and then basically have the meme with Kevin Feige with the gun.
Yeah. Yeah, but no. Honestly, I like the movie. I do think we need to. Are we doing spoilers in this or no?
Oh yes, we do. I mean, it's been quite a while since it's been released, so
Well, then I'm gonna get a jump on and ask you the question. I'm sure you're gonna ask me.
go ahead.
What does Ned remember?
Honestly, my first thought, was, because MJ said in front of him the name Peter, that maybe he had put like two and two together, that Peter might be Spider-Man. Basically, that's what I think. I mean, honestly, again, the last time you and I talked about, we kind of like, had this conversation like before about like if did he actually remembered or not. Honestly, I don't think he did. I think like the surprise was, I think, because he put two and two together when MJ said Peter, and then he started to realize that this Peter might be Spider-Man.
See, I'm not sure because my so I mean, definitely how they did the handshake, that was definitely muscle memory. I don't know if that I'm not scientific like by any means, so I don't know if like muscle memory somehow translates then to like the regular memory and like jogs anything. Um, I'm not entirely sure. Um, but I'm a little bit torn on whether he remembers. It is interesting if you caught the last we saw of MJ in the movie, she was sitting up on the roof, which was like Peter's like spot
Mm-hmm.
with the necklace, which makes me think that something happened in her head. A lot of people are saying when Jean froze everybody, that like that somehow like broke the spell for them. Um, I don't know
Possible.
whether that. I mean, that's an interesting thought. I don't know whether there's anything valid to that. Um, I mean, I kind of feel like to some degree the spell has to be altered a little bit for Doomsday and Secret Wars. Like for Spider-Man to factor into those, I kind of feel like, and for like the multiverse, like to for what's going to happen, I think the spell has to break somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm torn. Um, I mean, I think it was. I think that was the perfect cliffhanger to end the movie on. And that's another thing. All the Spider-Man movies, maybe not No Way Home. I don't think they did No Way Home. Well, I guess they did. All the Spider-Man movies, at least with Tom Holland, they all end on like a little like cliffhanger. Um, and like I don't know, I kind of like that. I'm annoyed by it because I don't like waiting, but I don't know, I kind of like it.
Honestly, you and I talked about this. I personally, I don't think MJ and Peter are ever going to get back together. I don't think they will. I think like there's a reason why Daniel and the crew. I think there's a reason why they went for this movie to kind of have like a bittersweet ending, basically. Like basically, yes, like she's gonna be friends with him and everything, just like Ned is gonna be. But I don't think things will go back to the way they were in the original trilogy. I don't think it's not gonna go that path. I think like because that's why I believe in the future of Spider-Man. I think that's why this leaves an open door to give Peter Parker another love interest, and this time like like an actual like for real. This time, which is one of the reasons why I brought into the story characters like, for example, Silver Sable or Black Cat. I think that this would be like the perfect timing for them to be introduced.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well, I kind of feel like I mean, I don't know if Peter and MJ will get back together, but I kind of feel like if they did, I kind of feel like it'd be more like Endgame stuff. So like, I don't think
mm,
I definitely don't think it should be something that happens like in a single movie.
fair enough. Fair enough. I want to ask you this. Uh, First and foremost, straight off the bat, did you knew from the start that it's gonna be Jean Grey?
Yeah, they did it. I don't get why I don't get
Well,
what the
that
deal with keeping that role secret was. Honestly, I mean, everybody
definitely.
guessed it. Um,
First and foremost, okay, let's go back a few years. First and foremost, ever since people saw her in Stranger Things, they started to fan cast Jean Grey from like way back then. When they realized that Sadie Sink was actually cast into like a mysterious role in Spider-Man Brand New, they all knew, especially with the clues and everything, they all knew
well, there was no way it wasn't. There
that
was
she's
no
gonna be
way.
Jean Grey.
There was no way it was going to be any. I mean, the only other person it could have feasibly been being a redhead was Mary Jane. Was actually like
Mm,
bring in Mary Jane. So I mean, it was always going to be one of those two, and it didn't make sense to me that they would have an MJ and then introduce another MJ. So
which,
I
well,
never
yeah,
really, so I never really bought into that theory. So I mean, I always kind of bought into the Jean Grey theory. Um, and I just don't get why they I don't get why they like were so secretive with it.
mm,
I mean, I don't think it
yeah.
really surprised anyone. What really surprised everyone was that scene where she's controlling MJ and MJ kisses him, and that's what seemed to surprise everybody, at least in the theater I was in. Although it didn't really surprise me because I
I,
thought to myself, this is way too easy.
exactly, because it's exactly what I thought. Because even I thought like, okay, wait a minute. So all of a sudden she's remembering, and then she kissed him. I'm like,
Yeah,
come
like
on, it's going too easy.
everybody was clapping and cheering. I was like,
Nah,
do you really think the MCU, if they're gonna put them back together, would make it happen this easily?
exactly. But and then basically you get the reveal that it was Jean Grey all along. And
Yeah.
I will say this, the way how she played with Spider-Man's feelings, I was like, oh, okay, like that's really low.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I remember sometimes Jean Grey did had in the comics, she did had like a tantrum sometimes, but I think she never ever went that low.
But this
Honestly.
it's gonna be interesting though to watch her like in future X-Men films
Mm-hmm.
and watch her paired with Scott Summers and kind of watch them grow and like
Mm-hmm.
become like the X-Men we know like from other films like that like to become the leaders, the Phoenix and like all that stuff. It's gonna be interesting. Um, I mean, I'll be honest. I After Secret Wars, I was gonna kind of step away from the MCU, but I might have to watch the
Same.
X. I might have to watch the X Men. That
Mm.
one I might have to make an exception for because I think going with a cast of younger people kind of makes it a little bit more interesting to me.
Here's what I was saying. I mean, you and I had this conversation way before. Even I said that after Secret Wars, I'm done with the MCU. Like I'm officially retiring as a viewer. Like because ever since then I watched everything, and I mean everything. But after Secret Wars, I'm gonna retire. Like I have really had enough of the MCU. The only thing that I will watch is at least something that kind of keeps me interesting, which I would say so far the only two projects that actually kind of kept me interested was Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider
Yes.
and the X-Men. That's the only
Yep.
two projects that really kept me interesting. I mean,
The,
Black Panther, sure. I mean, it's cool and everything, but honestly, those two really picked up my interest.
yeah, those two kind of are what have me. Black
Hmm.
Panther. The thing I would take issue with that is that they're making a new T'Challa, which is T'Challa's son. I still kind of disagree with killing off T'Challa and not recasting him, but
Again, it's the whole thing honoring the legacy of the actor and he immortalized the role, etc., etc. Like it's all that. For which, for me personally, it's a stupid excuse, but okay, you know,
but
whatever.
but no, I'm the seeing Sadie Sink though, and going back to Spider-Man, seeing Sadie
Hmm.
Sink as Jean Grey in Spider-Man, it kind of gets me excited for what else they're gonna do with her.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, Sadie Sink, first and foremost, I will say her performance as Jean Grey was stunning. Like
Yeah.
she was really good in that role. But here's the question I have for you: what did you thought of her as the villain?
It was interesting. I mean, I kind of had a feeling that she wasn't the real villain. I kind of had a feeling Damage Control was.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know. I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen, but she was I mean, she played the role well. Um, I don't even know if I'd call her a villain. I would call her more of an antagonist or anti-hero.
I would say I would call her basically. I think I would call her more like a situational villain.
Yes. Now I will tell you one thing I didn't like about Spider-Man is how they completely nerfed the Hulk.
Honestly, even I was surprised that he wasn't that much in it. But honestly, it kind of makes sense.
Well,
Honestly, why he was only in one scene. It
well, I think
only.
I think it was partially in it to sell merchandise.
Mm, here's the thing. I think like the Daniel and the crew. I think like they knew exactly what they were doing, and I think like I said, every single character in the story have a role to play, and I think the Hulk's role was literally try to go inside the damage control through Jean Grey. I think like that was the whole point of the Hulk, and basically Bruce Banner unleashing the Savage Hulk back into to the open world. I think like that was the whole point of it and everything. So again, even I was shocked that he was only in one scene, but honestly, in a way, after a long time of thinking, it makes sense. It really, actually, for me personally, makes sense. And I will say this: the overall scene between Spider-Man and the Hulk was perfection. It was absolutely mesmerizing. It really reminded me back of the old comics where you had like Spider-Man versus the Hulk. Like it kind of remind me of that. It was wonderful. But I will say this: I will say this. I was really surprised of how much the Punisher was in.
Yeah, he was in it a lot more than I thought he'd be in it.
And first of all, let's just be honest. It's really great to see the Punisher on the big screen.
Yes.
He was great, and I love the whole buddy cop relationship that he and Peter Parker have. Like it's honestly, they're perfect for each other.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that was a cool move. He was a cool character. I wasn't sure how well he was going to fit in at first. Um,
Hmm.
but he fit in quite well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. But I will say this. Um, First and foremost, I just have to say, it was so great to see a number of like Spider-Man's like rogues gallery in this movie. Like I mean, we had Boomerang, Tarantula, Tombstone, the Hand, the what was that the android's name? I always keep forgetting his name, but like him, and of course Scorpion. We also had him in this movie. So I felt like seeing all these villains, it was really really great. Although, if I have to be nitpicky, honestly, and that's because I really love that actor, uh, I was kind of bummed that Tombstone only appeared briefly in one
Yeah,
scene. Because honestly, I thought that first and foremost, the actor who played him, he was perfect for the role, and also Tombstone finally looked like comic accurate with the hair and everything. He was great. And honestly, I was also kind of surprised how much of a smaller role Scorpion had.
yeah. I don't I agree with that.
But still, the way how they set him up, not just simply the way, not just simply they were used only to kind of like show us where Spider-Man slash Peter Parker is like when it comes to his life, but also I still appreciate the way how they set him up, to introduce us to Jean Grey, in a way,
Yeah.
like still the way how they used them, it was a smart move. I'm just only nitpicking because I'm a big fan of the Spider-Man villains, so that's kind of like my kind of nitpick complaint, because don't get me wrong, Jean Grey was great as, again, quote unquote, the villain.
Hmm.
The damage control, was the damage control, typical assholes like they always were. Um, but honestly, and again, some people say it wouldn't make any sense, but I would have much prefer if the villains were like Scorpion or Tombstone. I think one of them. I would have much preferred if one of them were the main villains.
Yeah, I had to think about that, but hmm, you have to think about that. But I don't know if I disagree with that.
I mean, again, like I said, I'm only saying this as a Spider-Man Rogues Gallery fan. I'm only saying this because of that. That's all. But I will say this. Speaking of the hand, I will say this: the choreography of the action sequences was beautiful,
Yes.
absolutely beautiful.
Well,
And
especially that last fight scene.
oh yes, oh yes, in the damage control prison, yeah, against the hand, like it was beautiful, really beautifully done, really beautiful. And I will say this: I love the way how they also introduced that storyline of how the genes of Spider-Man were mutating.
Yes, that was really cool. I like that. I feel like they could have put a more definite bow on it at the end, but I kind of like that. Um,
But but honestly, the way how the movie went, I think like adding also Man Spider, which is basically the monster mutated version of Spider-Man from the comics, with the whole mutation storyline. I think that would have been too much, and honestly,
yeah,
it wouldn't fit into the story of Brand New Day.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm kind of glad,
I don't disagree with that.
yeah, I'm thinking like personally, I think they gave us like exactly the right amount to kind of like understand where all this is going. So I still appreciate they kind of explore a little bit of that storyline. And also here's okay. I mentioned to you before, but I remember like when Tom Holland and all the others have said that the real main villain before the movie was shown. They said that the real main villain wasn't revealed yet. That it's still a mystery of who's the main villain. I already told you that, but do you know which two villains I thought they're going to be?
Hmm.
Especially with the addition of Jean Grey. Do you
Hmm.
remember?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, no,
I don't worry. I'll just say it again. So because of the damage control and the overall the slikeness of Spider-Man and everything, first I thought it might be the Kingpin,
see,
but
he made
then
a choice.
yes, but then remembering Daredevil Born Again season 2 finale, and also not to mention that small shot of the new mayor of the city, I was like, no, it's not going to be him. But then I thought about another villain, which kind of brings me to Jean Grey, Mister Sinister.
Okay,
I think he would have been. I mean, he's typically an X-Men villain, But I think, like, again, we introducing the X-Men through Jean Grey and everything. I think Mr. Sinister would have been a nice introduction as well.
Well, you know what's going to be interesting? I just realized that you mentioning that. I just thought about Peter's gene, the machine he used to do the gene thing. How much do you want to bet that some character named Stryker finds it?
Oh. Ooh. Again, I'm not a gambling guy, but I would have bet a bit of a sum that Stryker might find it.
You know what two actors I could almost see casting as Stryker in the MCU?
Who?
William Devane or oh, his name isn't coming to me. Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen. Like, isn't he a bit too old to play him?
Well, I don't know. I mean, William Devane would probably be the better age.
I don't know. I mean, they're good choices, but I think Martin Sheen, I think he might be too old to play that role. But they're good choices, absolutely. But I don't think that we're gonna go with the Striker thing with the new X-Men. I think I definitely think we're gonna get introduced to new elements that we haven't already seen before.
Well, I wonder if they would make Stryker like a Thanos kind of person for the X-Men.
Yeah, but anyway, basically, also, so before we go to the rating, overall, like, I mean, there's a lot I can talk about this movie, but overall, I also want to mention the emotional elements that this movie had. I mean, I didn't cry, but there were some moments that really got me, like, inside. Like, for example, the whole Jean Grey, with her older sister and everything. Like, that was actually, pretty powerful, a very powerful moment. But also the one thing that really got me, again, didn't cry, but it really got me, was when Jean Grey went inside Spider-Man's mind, and you have Aunt May talking to Jean Grey, which is basically Spider-Man talking. I mean, and then those two bonding and everything, that was like so powerful. So powerful.
Yeah, this movie, it really, like I said, I was kind of surprised because seeing how good No Way Home was, I didn't think anything could match that or like be better than it. And I'm kind of surprised this actually does.
Even I was surprised, but in the end, like I said, it gave me exactly what I was wanting for a long, long time. I mean, no offense to, like, the armored Spider-Man and everything, the whole multiverse storylines and everything. That was cool, but this movie proved that that's where Spider-Man belongs.
Yeah,
into a grounded, street level, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man storyline, and that's exactly what this movie gave me. And I really hope that, first and foremost, they get the same director, but at the same time they keep Spider-Man stories on the street.
Yeah.
So overall, this movie for me was phenomenal. Like I said, very close to Spider-Man 2 from Tobey Maguire and Sam Raimi. Very close, but it's still in the second place. For me personally, is way better than No Way Home, and even, I wouldn't go as far as say, even way better than the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So my overall rating, again, almost everything about this movie was perfect for me. So my rating is going to be very, very high. The only reason why I'm not giving a full 10 out of 10 is only because of my few nitpicky elements of me basically being a Spider-Man geek. So my rating is going to be a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay, that's a good
Like I
rating.
said, almost a 10. This movie was almost perfect. So what is yours?
I'm going to give it a 20 out of 20.
Come on, play fair. 1 to 10.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Because there's
Nice.
not a whole
Like
lot.
I said,
there's not a whole lot I would change about it. There's not a whole lot I would do different about with it. I mean, the only stuff I would do different. We have a guest. Okay.
Yep, I can see him.
The only stuff I would do different about it the only stuff I would do different about it is what? The only stuff I would do different. I'm trying to talk. The only thing I would do different about the the only thing I would do different about it is
I think you should maybe move him outside your room so you can talk freely.
Cosmo, go see the bunny. That work. Okay. The only thing I would do different about it is the marketing. Like not the marketing, but like how they were trying to keep Jean Grey a surprise, and like I don't think I would have done that.
No,
So I guess it would be more creative things that I would have done differently, and less of like the movie itself. Okay, hang on one sec. Cosmo.
yeah, no problem. Think about your overall thoughts.
Come here.
Looks like some dogs don't like spoilers.
Go in your crate.
Don't worry, we did talk about the action scenes, Caroline. We did. Hello, Cosmo. Yep, exactly. He's either a big fan or not a fan of spiders at all.
Here you go. All right.
I think you're a little bit too late, Caroline. Okay, now focus and tell your thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I would do differently about it is some of the creative decisions. Yeah, the movie itself I thought was good, so I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So it's a 9.5 out of 10 for me and 10 out of 10 for you.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, let's go to the main event, the finale of our episode. As I like to call it, the fate of the MCU after Secret Wars, or just a second. The fate of the MCU after Secret Wars, or as I like to call it, Avengers Secret Wars. Then what? Yeah, this is something actually I wanted to talk about for a long time. So before I go to my overall thoughts, I want to ask you what you think about this particular subject. Like, what do you think is going to happen in the MCU after Secret Wars? I mean, I'm going to leave the lead to you now.
Honestly, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. They're talking about like a reset, which I have no clue what that means. Like, it makes me a little bit nervous. I don't know what. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do after Secret Wars. Um, I think it'll probably depend in part on like how Secret Wars is. I think it'll depend in large part how Secret Wars is received. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. For me personally, I mean, I've heard a lot of stories. Like, so, there's some stories that says that then Kevin Feige is saying like, oh, this is not going to be a complete reboot. It's going to be a soft reboot. It's going to be a fresh start. Like there are all sorts of different comments that Kevin Feige put when it comes to what's going to happen to the MCU after Secret Wars. So my theory is this. Now, Secret Wars as a storyline. I mean, first and foremost, you have two storylines. There is one that involves the Beyonder, and then there's the God Emperor Doom storyline. And with Doctor Doom being introduced in Doomsday, kind of makes sense. They're gonna go mostly with the God Emperor Doom arc rather than the one with the Beyonder. But they're still gonna take some elements from the original, especially with the whole Battle World thing and everything. So I think that they're taking like bits and pieces from both versions. But anyway, here's what I think is going to happen. This is not going to be a again. I'm jumping to a different universe, but the point is the same. This is not going to be a Crisis on Infinite Earths type of situation where basically after a big fight against the main bad guy, the whole universe is resetted. Totally different worlds and everything. I don't think this is going to happen here. Here's what I think is going to happen. At the end of Doomsday, what I think is going to happen, all the universes are going to collapse, and Doctor Doom might use them to create Battle World, like bits and pieces. And in the end of Secret Wars, what I think might happen is that all the bits and pieces of the Battle World might all become eventually the main sacred timeline, like all of them put together like a puzzle, or basically Loki does something that basically puts everything back to normal. However, there will be some changes. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think, like with what Kevin Feige said, my personal thoughts are yes, the MCU. I think it will be simplified moving forward, and again, this is not the same thing like Crisis on Infinite Earths, but I do believe that we might see the return of like maybe Captain America and Iron Man, but this time being played by different younger actors.
Yeah,
That's like, go
I kind
ahead.
of agree. I think I kind of agree with that. Um,
But here's what I think is going to happen. Uh, some of the original characters will return, some of them won't. For instance, I don't think Thor will continue in the new MCU.
well, I have a theory about Thor and Doomsday. My theory is, see, Infinity War opened with Loki getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to repeat and kill Loki again.
No.
So I think they're going to kill Thor this time.
Yeah, if they're gonna kill Thor, I think it's gonna be at the end of the movie. I don't think
They've
it's gonna be
also
at the beginning.
they also took a page out of Goku versus Trunks with that trailer where Doom stops Thor's hammer with one finger.
Yeah, yeah, the
Which,
whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing with the sword and the blocking and everything. Yes, I
yeah,
know. But if the Thor is gonna die, I don't think he will die in Doomsday because they did reveal that I think he's gonna return again in Secret Wars. So I think the perfect place for him to die, I think it might be actually Secret Wars rather than Doomsday.
yeah. I don't think they're going to.
Uh,
I don't think they're going to kill Loki off though. Again,
no, I don't think they're gonna. They will. I think he's gonna be the He Who Remains type of character. I think he's
yeah,
gonna oversee all the timelines and everything. Basically, but I think that might be also the last time we see him. Loki. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's what I meant with what I meant with that some of the characters will return, some of them will not. Like I think Thor will not return. I don't think Ant-Man will return. I don't think Loki will return. I think we're definitely going to see a new Captain America. We're going to see a new Iron Man. Characters like Hawkeye. I don't think we're going to see. I don't think we'll see Black Widow again. I don't think we will. So again, I can name them one by one, but I
Oh,
think like
that made me think. I got going back to Spider-Man for a minute. The dynamic in Spider-Man between Spider-Man and Yelena,
mhm.
that was really cool too.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I think in the new MCU, I think she might be the new Black Widow,
Yeah.
basically. So here's what I think. I think like the younger superheroes or the newly introduced superheroes, I think they will remain 100%. So that's why I can see Miss Marvel remaining in the new MCU. I can see Spider-Man returning. I can see uh, the new Captain America also being there. I don't know. Uh, Captain Marvel, I'm not so sure about her, honestly. But again, the newly introduced characters, I think they will keep them in the new MCU. But the old characters, some of them will return, some of them not. And if they do return, it's going to be completely different actors. Because even though I don't see the new MCU as kind of like a massive reboot, I see it more as a light reboot. Like there will
Yeah.
be some of the things that remain the same, but there will be some things that will change. Like for example, even with the Fantastic Four, I don't see Pedro Pascal playing Red Richards like for a lot of years because like he's also, I think like he's like 50 now, or
Yeah.
at least
Well, also the budget they'd have him too at this point.
exactly. So I think the some of them will remain, especially ones who are still young, who can play the role for like the next 10 years. But everyone else who's like older and everything, they're gone.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree with that.
yeah, now, like I said, this could happen two ways. One, they restore all the multiverse, or everything remains in one sacred timeline where basically all of them are combined. Because one thing for certain, again, it breaks me to say this, but I think all the X-Men from like Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, like all the X-Men from like Sony X-Men, or should I say, sorry, Fox X-Men in Doomsday, they're goners. They're all of them are gone. Like
Yeah.
I can see them, being till the end, but they will definitely die.
Yeah.
I think they will, including sadly, I think also including Gambit, unless the Russo brothers have plans for them, in Secret Wars. I don't know
Although you know who we know is probably going to be in one of the two parts of the movie and is not going to die.
who.
Partially because he can't.
Oh, go ahead.
What's his name? Is it Captain? No, it's just Deadpool.
Oh, him. Okay, first and foremost, Deadpool and Wolverine are not officially confirmed, even though yes, I know the video they did.
I'll bet you dollars. I'll bet you dollars to donuts they're in the movie.
Maybe. I mean, anything is possible. They could be.
Especially Deadpool. He's got to be in one of the two parts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But overall, it's gonna be interesting. It's really gonna be interesting. I think, like, yeah, because I mean, personally, I always can imagine the new MCU being kind of like each basically going back to their own universes, and then basically you start creating new worlds through like different universes. Like for example, you create X-Men movies and TV shows, like but like, they're like on Earth 7, 8, 9, or whatever. Like they're not all in the sacred timeline, but for where everything is going, it looks like everything's going to happen again in the sacred timeline. But again, there's going to be big changes. So that's kind of like my overall quick thought about like what's going to happen after Secret Wars, because again, I think Avengers Secret War is going to be the end of like the MCU we all know.
Yeah. Although that did make me think of another movie I would stick around in the MCU to watch, which would be another Deadpool.
Well, Ryan Reynolds actually did actually confirm that they're working on a Deadpool 4.
Yeah, see that I would see.
Yeah, but again, he went back to his own universe, so it still is an MCU movie, but not like the main timeline movie. So again, we have to wait and see. But it's gonna be really interesting to see.
I'd also, if they ever did another Guardians of the Galaxy, which I don't think they would, but if they ever did, I'd see another one of those too.
Sure. Because again, with the whole Secret Wars thing, again, I can even see like some elements that from like again another DC property, Flashpoint Paradox, where basically Flash goes back in time, he saves his mother, and basically he creates a totally different timeline. Where, for example, Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war. Batman is actually Thomas Wayne, not Bruce Wayne. Like he changes a lot of things. And basically, when he goes back, he puts everything back to normal, but they still kept some of the small changes, even though everything majorly is back to normal. So that also kind of brings me to Secret Wars. Like almost everything will be the same, but there will be some things that will change. But even though Secret Wars doesn't have anything to do with like timelines and everything, going back or reality and all, but overall, I do think there are gonna be some changes. I'm gonna go in the direction of some major changes, but there will be some elements that will keep the MCU the same. I mean, after everything what I just said, did I kind of open your head with like new ideas and theories?
Yeah. I have to think about them a little more, but yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, for example, to kind of give you another example, when it comes to the changes, I don't see Thanos returning. He's gonna be dead still. Um, if they're gonna bring back Doctor Doom, I think it's gonna be the Secret Timeline Doctor Doom this time, like a completely different actor and everything. But again, it could also be a theory where Doctor Doom actually after Secret Wars he doesn't appear again at all. Like this is like one version of Doctor Doom and that's it. Anything is possible, but the one thing I think we can both you and I agree is that the MCU after Secret Wars is not going to be the same.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, like I said, some of the major players will return. Like I said, Captain America and Iron Man, I think they will return, but again, there will be different actors. And now, how you can introduce like younger Iron Man and younger Captain America returning? I think the only way they can do this is either when Loki tried to reconstruct the sacred timeline through the remnants of Battleworld, and then basically something through timeline changes, or they're Captain America and Iron Man, but from a different universe. That, for example, they haven't revealed themselves during Secret Wars, but like all the way till the end.
It's interesting. I need to think. You're giving me a lot to think about.
Yeah, but basically, like again, it's not gonna be a big conversation. I think like we can very very soon close this episode, but that's something I just wanted to talk to you about, like because that really kind of makes me curious, like what the end of the MCU is gonna be, because from not just even from a storyline position, but also from a marketing position, they need to almost like reboot the MCU.
Well, I'm kind of interested to see. I hate to spend money on it because I've already seen it, but I'm kind of interested to see the reissue of Avengers Endgame to see like what they drop in there, because I'm sure they're going to drop some stuff in there.
Yeah, they did say they're going to be some new edit scenes that are going to lead into Doomsday.
So I think I'm probably gonna. One thing that people are trying to already recon about it is the end. Whenever you hear the hammer clinking,
Hmm.
people are trying to recon that that's Doom making his armor and not Tony.
Mm. I mean,
I
I
think
think it's.
I think that would be a stupid recon because I think it kind of is more impactful if it is Tony because he started the whole thing.
I want to ask you this. I want to ask you a question. Do you think Doctor Doom will reveal his face to the Avengers in Doomsday, or do you think he's gonna wear the mask the whole time?
No, I think he's gonna wear the mask the whole time.
So you agree with me that he might reveal his face in Secret Wars then?
Yeah.
Because that's what I think. I think like he's gonna keep the mask the whole time, and then basically in Secret Wars will be the time will be the place where he's gonna actually reveal himself to the others.
I'm still
He
not so I'm still not sold that he's like a Tony Stark variant or has any kind of like relation to Tony Stark.
Me neither. But honestly, after seeing that special look trailer, uh, Robert Downey Jr. sold me as Doctor Doom.
Yeah, well, hearing his voice, one like I couldn't hear any Tony Stark in that voice, which I was happy about. Like I was worried that like you'd get some kind of note of Tony, and like I didn't get anything,
Mm,
so that kind of made me feel better. Um, yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean he sold me too on it, on him playing Doom.
absolutely. I mean, like you said, I heard nothing of Tony Stark in his voice, and also at the same time, I have to add, Robert Downey Jr. actually did reveal that he actually much preferred playing Doctor Doom than Tony Stark.
Well, that seems like it'd be a more fun role to play.
Yeah, because basically Robert Downey Jr. basically said that Tony Stark is basically him in a way when it comes to the type of talking and the jokes and the personality. Like you kind of it's basically him playing himself. But Doctor Doom for him, I can actually definitely see it. Doctor Doom for him is like an actual character
Well, it is
for him to play.
it's going to be interesting to watch this movie to think that he's the villain and they're fighting in this movie, but like just like 10 years ago they were like it's like pretty much the same cast as it's always been.
Hmm.
It's just like going to be different roles and it's going to be interesting to see all those dynamics.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
I thought,
this idea for bringing Robert Downey Jr., bringing all these people back for Doomsday, I said it back when they announced it, and I still think it's either one of the most stupid ideas they've ever had, or one of potentially the best ideas. And I'm kind of leaning more towards it's going to turn out to be one of the better ideas. After seeing the trailers, after hearing his voice and everything, I'm kind of starting to lean more towards this is probably going to be one of the stupidest, but also one of the smartest decisions they could have ever made.
yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you because even I mean, look, when I saw Doom in those both of those trailers, like I loved everything about him, like the voice, the accent, the comic accurate costume, the mask, like everything was great. But let me see. Oh, here comes Caroline. I'm curious if people are going to be able to fully adapt the actor slash character switch up. Like if people will associate opinions they have of Iron Man into the new villain. Well, honestly, here's the thing, Caroline. At first, trust me, a lot of people were confused, just like me and TK when they revealed the casting. But after some of the informations, after those two trailers were released, trust me, a lot of people switched
Well, and
to the
they've
side.
done the MCU has done like various and stuff before. Like, and this is an example that isn't the best example, but in Agents of Shield, they did like with Coulson, they killed Coulson off, and then they
Hmm.
had like a different version of Coulson have his body taken over by like some alien leech. Um,
Hmm.
so I mean, it wouldn't be the first time they did something like that. So it wouldn't be like too out of the ordinary for like this to actually be a rogue Tony Stark. Um, so I mean, I think that seeing their track history of doing stuff like this, I think kind of did confuse some people.
Mm.
Um, and I think, I mean, it's always going to be hard, I think, to Caroline's point, to see an actor who played this one role come in and play a different role. Um, that being said, I think that it's going to work. Um, I don't know whether I'm yeah, I think it's going to work.
Yeah, I in the end I think so too. But look, my opinion about Doctor Doom replacing Kang still stands strong. That
Yeah,
Doctor Doom had no build up, nothing to make him the main villain of the multiverse saga at all. But but I will still watch Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Uh, and honestly, to be fair, I mean, look, I'm excited with the casting. I'm excited where they're going with the story and everything. But the number one main reason, and actually for me, the only reason why I'm going to watch Doomsday and then later on Secret Wars is only because of Doctor Doom, because I love the character and I love him as a villain.
yeah. I kind of am of the same mind that you are. That Doom did not have the build up. Um, Doom did not have the build up that he needed. Um,
Exactly.
so that's my only thing with Doomsday and then Secret Wars is we're getting like an ensemble movie, two ensemble movies, and I don't know if they're really earned. Um,
Yeah,
so
because some people are saying, that well, Doctor Doom is going to be a one-off villain. Doctor Doom is not Loki or Ultron, where basically, they're like one-off villains, and that's it. Doctor Doom is described as basically the ultimate villain of the multiverse saga. And when you
yes,
have, and I already explained before, when you have a main villain, when you have a villain of an entire storyline, which could be a main villain or an overarching villain, when you have a villain like that, you can't just simply make him show up into the, let's just say, into the final act and that's it. Like, you need to have a build up. You need to build him up until, like, the moment where the hero meets the villain and everything. Like, you have to give them something to kind of, like, understand, okay, who is this villain, what is he or she capable of, where they come from, why the hero is going to face them, their goal and everything. Like, all of that needs to be described if you're gonna make his full-on appearance fair. Dr. Doom didn't have that, none
yeah.
of that, and that's why I still gonna have my strong opinion on when I'm gonna watch Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. But again, because of my love of Dr. Doom as the character, as a villain, I'm still gonna watch it, and that's majorly the main reason and only reason why.
Well, and Robert
Uh,
Downey Jr. is definitely going to sell it.
oh, absolutely, he will definitely sell it, absolutely. But again, to basically come to an end to this, like, I'm the most of what I'm curious is the overall ending of the MCU we know, and the start of basically of a new chapter in the MCU. Because again, with all the thoughts and theories I had, I still believe, that the new MCU will have some sort of a reboot. Some of the things will change. Some of the things will still remain the same. Some of the old characters will be kept, but with new actors, and some of the old characters will not return. And I think characters like Ant Man, Thor, the Fantastic Four, I think that there are like few of them who will not return.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah. Do you have any more like final thoughts?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay. Then with that being said, I think we can give this episode a closure, basically. Okay, guys. With that being said, we have come to an end to not just simply Avengers Secret Wars, then what, and then what. Basically, we want you, just with the previous three topics, to give us your personal thoughts and comments and ideas and theories. What do you think is going to happen after Secret Wars? What do you think is going to be? Soft beginning, reboot, hard reboot, remake? Just give your own personal opinions about it. Share your wisdom with all of us in the comment section down below. And with that being said, we have come to an end to another Shadow Council episode.
Vote on your favorite
Well-
co-host.
Just please do me a favor and just simply vote for him, and so we can put an end to this. Seriously.
Bye, Caroline.
Bye, Caroline. See you soon.
And FRC, get out of the bath, FRC.
You should listen to him. You definitely should. Yeah. With all being said, just simply drop us a like. We really appreciate that. As always, I'm Laura Shadows, and as always, Laura Shadows signing off.
TK, the lucky bastard, out.
See you guys next time, or as I love to say, later, fuckers.